During World War II, the United States launched a secret program codenamed Operation Paperclip. Between 1945 and 1959, over 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were brought to the U.S. to work for the government. Among them were former members and even leaders of the Nazi Party. As the Allies fought through Europe, they discovered a trove of scientific minds and advanced research that had fueled the German war machine. The United States wanted to exploit this expertise to help finish the war against Japan and to jumpstart its own post-war military research, particularly in rockets and missiles. Under Operation Paperclip, the U.S. brought over 6,000 people, including families, at a staggering cost that is valued in billions of dollars today. Among these intellectuals was Wernher von Braun, a rocketry genius who became a key figure in the U.S. space program. During the final months of the war, Allied forces realized they were capturing a trove of German scientists and engineers with expertise in advanced weaponry and technology. In February 1945, a special unit called T-Force was formed to identify and capture these individuals. They looked for experts in everything from synthetic rubber to rocket technology. By April 1945, as Allied forces pushed deeper into Germany, they encountered even more of these scientists. To manage and question them, the Enemy Personnel Exploitation Section was created. German scientists were held in special detention centers. The first official recruitment program, then called Operation Overcast, began in July 1945. The initial goal was to use these scientists to end the war with Japan and to jumpstart American military research after the war. The name Overcast came from the nickname German scientists' families gave to their housing camp. Later that summer, a new committee was formed to oversee Operation Overcast. This group included high-ranking officials from the Army, Navy, Air Force, and even the State Department. In November 1945, the name of the program was changed to Operation Paperclip. This came from a practice by U.S. officials of using paperclips to mark the files of scientists they wanted to recruit for America's rocket program. Fearing capture by the Soviets, who were approaching from the east, Wernher von Braun and over 1,000 of his colleagues decided to surrender to the Americans in 1945. One of the engineers later recalled their options. "We despise the French. We are mortally afraid of the Soviets. We do not believe the British can afford us. So that leaves the Americans." Initially, the U.S. wasn't worried about the Soviet Union. Their main concern was that these scientists might end up working for countries that had remained neutral during the war. However, after the surrender of Japan, things quickly shifted towards competition. The Soviets quickly realized the value of these mines. In a single night in October 1946, they captured over 2,000 German specialists and their families during Operation Osowiecki. The Allies began actively recruiting and, in some cases, kidnapping high-profile scientists to keep them out of Soviet hands. Much of this activity focused on eastern Germany, which was about to become Soviet territory. The U.S. feared losing access to German expertise in this region, so they launched an evacuation operation. German scientists and their families received orders to pack lightly and report to designated locations for transport westward. President Truman approved a larger Operation Paperclip in September 1946. This allowed the United States to hold up to 1,000 German scientists for questioning and potential recruitment. News of the program leaked to the media by December of that year. This race for scientific minds between the U.S. and the Soviet Union became a key part of the early Cold War. By 1947, this operation had brought an estimated 1,800 scientists and technicians, along with their families, to the West. Some were sent to special interrogation centers for evaluation and potential recruitment. Over 100 German scientists, including Wernher von Braun, became part of the newly formed Marshall Space Flight Center in Alabama. The V-2 rocket, designed by von Braun in Germany, became the foundation for America's early space program. While the V-2 wasn't powerful enough to reach the moon, the knowledge helped develop the Saturn V rocket. The team at MSFC, with both American and German engineers, developed the early U.S. space program, including vehicles, launch facilities, and the line of Saturn rockets that would power the Apollo moon missions. Operation Paperclip sparked debate for years. President Truman initially hesitated for over a year before approving it in 1946. His later comments suggested he felt it was necessary to counter the Soviet Union's growing power. While some paperclip scientists faced investigations for their Nazi links, none were ever convicted in the US or Germany. One scientist, Georg Ricke, stood trial in Germany but was acquitted. However, several scientists with troubling pasts slipped through the cracks. Walter Schreiber, linked to human experiments, left for Argentina with American military help after arriving in the U.S. Arthur Rudolph, involved in using forced labor for rocket production, renounced his U.S. citizenship and returned to Germany. And even Werner von Braun was investigated for his party membership, but the FBI concluded he joined for career advancement, not ideology. Operation Paperclip's legacy is complex. It advanced U.S. technology but at the cost of harboring former fascists and war criminals. The Cold War also played a crucial role. With the Soviets willing to snatch German scientists by force, Americans decided they should swoop in first. While securing an advantage in the coming Cold War, the Allies may have undermined the principles they fought for.